I had a letter from somebody in Nigeria, Africa, who was bemoaning the fact that for all his efforts, he just hadn't found his guru. And I can appreciate that. When one has a strong and loving desire to have the guidance of a true guru, not to have that benefit is hurtful. So I said to him, "Dear Felix, have you heard the expression, when the disciple is ready, the guru appears?" That may sound a little maybe harsh or like I'm chastising him. I'm not. But in other words, well, I went off to India in my 20s hoping to find a guru, and I had no more luck than Felix. And so I wasn't ready. And what I was ready for is what came to me. And it was my connection to Swami Kriyananda, a direct disciple of Yogananda. Over the years, I realized how and why I was not ready to be in the living presence of Yogananda Ji. You have to be willing to give it your all to be in the presence and under the guidance of a true guru. The other issue is, how would I know a true guru? How would any of us really? And so on the path of discipleship, on the spiritual path, as Yogananda put it, at first we get good books like Yogananda's autobiography or the Bible or the Bhagavad Gita or something. We have lesser teachers who can share what they have learned, which is very good. And bit by bit, we're guided as the purity and strength of our yearning for freedom, our desire to love God and put God first in our lives. As the purity and strength of that yearning grows, then we develop the magnetism to attract to us what we need for further growth. And along that path, we might also need to overcome some karma, laziness, perhaps, confusion, as Patanjali says, missing the point. I see all too often people on the spiritual path, something comes up sideways, some technique or even guru or teacher, and they run off in that direction and they come back empty-handed. We get all excited like puppy dogs about nothing all too often. I've seen many fads come and go in my life in intentional communities of Ananda. And so we are guided by whims and fantasies, is how Sri Yukteswar, Yogananda's guru, put it. So there's not a lot we can do to make that happen, except to purify ourselves, to find other people who share our ideals, other people who can perhaps give us some guidance at least. And it's perfectly fine to experiment in the following way, which is take a picture. Maybe it's a painting of Jesus Christ, or for myself, a picture of Paramahansa Yogananda, or any number of people to whom you feel some attraction to, and meditate daily, look into their eyes and draw that energy, and just see what happens from your efforts to attune yourself. Obviously, you would want to study their words, their teachings, their lives, and maybe the lives of some of their greatest disciples to see. But it's not something you can force. When the disciple is ready, the guru appears.